Good evening. You're tuned in to the State of Business with me, Nishani Pikera. Let's first take a look at tonight's headlines. Sri Lanka needs $4.4 billion for debt servicing in 2017. And joint opposition says Sri Lanka will incur 125 billion rupee loss due to bond scam. State Minister of Finance Lakshmana Abeyewardene says Sri Lanka needs to find $4.4 billion to service debt in 2017. The State Minister said under these circumstances that the government will not obtain any more commercial loans.
දැනට විදේශ ණය ගැනීම ඉතාමත්ම සීමා කළා තියෙනවා. අපිට ණය ගන්න බෑ මේක. හැබැයි අපිට ආයෝජන ගේන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් අපිට කරන්න තියෙන එකම දේ අපිට පහසුකම් දීලා ආයෝජන ගේන එක. ඒක නිසා තමයි අර අක්කර 15000 මේ චීන ආයෝජන අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඒ ආයෝජනේ පැත්තට ගේන ගම අපිට කරුණු දෙකක් සිද්ධ කරන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා. එකක් අපනයන ආදායම වැඩි කරන්න තමයි ඒක කරන්නේ. දෙවෙනි එක අප ආනයනය කරන එක යම් යම් දේවල් ආනයනය රටට හානි නොකර කියන්නේ ජනතාවට බලපාන නොවන ආනයනයන් අපි සීමා කරන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා.
Speaking further, the State Minister said that the committee appointed by Sri Lanka Freedom Party to review the recommendations of Co-op report will submit their report to the President within 15 days. Minister Nimal Siripala De Silva is heading that committee and it was to meet for the first time this evening.
අපිට තියෙන වෙනත් මාර්ගයකට අපි යන්නේ මේ. ඒක ඔබතුමාලට පැහැදිලි වෙයි අපි යන මාර්ගය මොකක්ද කියලා අපේ නිර්දේශයෙන් පස්සේ. අපේ නිර්දේශයෙන් පස්සේ අපි ජනාධිපතිතුමාට නිර්දේශ කරන කරුණු කීපයක්. අන්නේ නිර්දේශය තුළ ජනාධිපතිතුමාට යම්කිසි තීන්දුවකට යන්න පුළුවන්. මේක අපි සුළුවට තකන්නේ නැහැ. මේ පිළිබඳ ගත හැකි ඉහළම නීත්‍යානුකූල පියවර ගැනීමට ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය හැටියට අපි ක්‍රියා කරනවා. දැන් ඔවුන්ගේ ගිණුම් වලට අනුව ඒගොල්ලගේ සමාගම ආරම්භ කළ තියෙන 2013 2014 ලාභය කෝටි 90යි 2015 ලාභය කෝටි 520යි. මේක අනුවත් පැයකට 7,50,000ක් ලාභ ලබනවා.
UPFA MP Bandula Gunawardene says the country will incur a loss of more than 125 billion rupees due to the central bank bond scam. He said that joint opposition would urge the government to arrest the former central bank governor and conduct a proper investigation into the incident.
එතෙක් පැවති පොලි අනුපාතය ඉහළ යාම කරන කොටගෙන 30 අවුරුදු මේ කෘත්‍රිම ගණදෙනුව තුලින් සත්‍ය වශයෙන් සිද්ධ වූ අලාභය අපි කියනවා රුපියල් බිලියන 125ට වඩා වැඩි කියලා. අපි අහනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහ බැංකුවේ මූල්‍ය විශේෂඥයන්ගේ ගණනය කිරීම අනුව 108ට 9ට තිබුණ පොලි අනුපාතය 11ට 12ට ශනිකව වැඩි වෙලා මේ අවුරුදු 30 කාල පරිච්ඡේදයට ගණනය කරනු ලැබූ පොලි අලාභය බිලියන 125ට වඩා වැඩිද අඩුද කියන එක රටට කියන්න කියලා. එක මේ කාලය තුල මහා බැංකුව ප්‍රාථමික වෙළඳුන්ට සපයලා තියෙන මුළු ණය ප්‍රමාණය බිලියන 89ක්. ඒ බිලියන 89න් 75ක් හෙවත් බිලියන 66ක් පර්පෙක්ටුවල් ට්‍රෙසරි සමාගමට මධ්‍යම බැංකුව දුන්නද නැද්ද කියන එකට මුදල් මණ්ඩලය රටට උත්තර බඳින්න ඕන.
Stay with us for more news on the other side of this short break. Welcome back. You're watching the State of Business. Sri Lanka Philippine Business Council recently organized a CEO forum in Colombo. It features a panel discussion themed Business in Asia and Beyond.
The issue is that if in the central bank, not only the central bank, if there is the reputational issue that obviously affects. This is central bank is all about the confidence of the general public, the private sector about the central bank. So, I mean, if there are issues, allegations, I would say, and that should be addressed immediately to make sure central bankers' integrity and the commitment to deliver is very important.
This government comes and gives another policy, other governments give the other policy. The private sector in disarray. They don't know which way to go. This will not only affect the private sector company itself, affect the planning of the government. Government may change, politicians may come, politicians may go, but the system has to go. So fair play has to be established. These crooks and commis carcass of that government comes and joins this government. So the same old systems are being carried on another government. So this carnival has to go and stop.
I would like him to be more precise by saying where the inconsistencies are. When you inherit an economy, I don't think you can rectify all errors that have been inherited to us or carried forward to us in a day. But we are certainly trying to dismantle all inconsistencies there and trying to bring a sense of consistency, coherency into the economy.
So where is the confidence to have the private sector to go on and encourage the workers or establish industry or to give employment? You must have some policy. It is true the private sector today, even as it is now, is performing a Herculean magnificent task. Tell me all the corporations, how many are in the red? How many banks have gone and funded these places? Why? Political intervention. They put their political futures, and what happens? They don't care for the bank, they don't care for the investor. They go and do things only for the job. Come from somewhere, they creep into these places, absently landlord. Today we have to have landlords in the system.
Those are of the past. And we are basically one by one eradicating customs. Our revenues have gone up by almost 70%. And that's why we are able to move revenue that was 10.4% of GDP to 13.6%.
Denmark Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Peter Taksor Jensen, says that they are impressed with changes taking place in Sri Lanka. He said this speaking at the inauguration of Danish Day in Sri Lanka 2016 held in Colombo. The ambassador also said Danish companies are eager to explore investment opportunities in port development, renewable energy, waste management, city planning and consultancy services. The Danish Days in Sri Lanka 2016 was held under the theme Water, Energy and Infrastructure. The Confederation of Danish Industry and Embassy of Denmark organized this two-day event in order to create interaction between Danish and Sri Lankan business sector stakeholders. It was disclosed here that Sri Lanka and Denmark began diplomatic relations 63 years ago.
The government of Sri Lanka is working hard to ensure the democratic and economic development of this country so that businesses and citizens are able to enjoy the real economic potential of this great country. Denmark wishes to support this positive development that has been happening and been initiated by the government. This can be done both politically and economically. And in this context, it is important to keep in mind that democratic reforms have a positive impact on the inflow of investments by large foreign investors who require democratic stability as well as political and economic predictability.
Stocks close positive. A look at that in detail after this break. Welcome back to the show. The market traded on thin volumes and a low turnover despite closing on a positive note as institutional and foreign interest prevailed. Foreign investors were net buyers for the day with interest seen on Hatton National Bank, Commercial Bank and mixed interest was seen on John Kew's Holdings. Institutional and high net worth interest were present on Ascot Holdings and Resus Energy. Meanwhile, retail interest was seen on Sierra Cables and Axis Engineering. The All Share Price Index gained 13.05 points to close at 6,444 and the S&P SL20 gained 11.67 points to close at 3,610. Turnover for the day was 217.7 million rupees. Foreign inflows amounted to 76.5 million rupees, whilst foreign outflows totaled to 15 million rupees. Up next are the day's forex rates. And with that, we sign off for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching. Good night.